Is there any reconciliation at all with anybody in a whispered voice that maybe some of the president's harsh trade tactics are working at all? Is anybody now admitting that sort of in the darkest corners?
Well, there's some people want to admit it. There are a few people at the Palm who might want to admit that. I think, but
maybe I shouldn't have used the Palm.
Well, I would say the jury's still out on I think is the big point on this, Solly. I mean, like we don't actually have certain agreements on these things. As I reminded some people yesterday, that U.S.-Korea amended agreement that we, there was a big accomplishment back in March. It's still not done yet. These deals are complicated, they take a lot of time, and so we'll see how the details work out on this. I do think eventually we are going to see a trilateral renegotiated NAFTA 2.0, but we're looking into next year before that sees itself in front of Congress waiting for a vote.
Because the U.S. versus Mexico and Canada is a lot different than the U.S. and Mexico versus Canada.
Yeah, I think that's right. Look, I think Canada, you have to remember, Canada went into early part of these negotiations protecting Mexico's interests. I think Canada cannot be very happy today about where Mexico kind of jamming it in this. At the same time, the big concessions that have been made so far, from what we've learned so far, have been made by Mexico and not at Canada's expense, right? So, like the content requirement, 75%, it doesn't really hurt Canada. It hurts American global auto producers from being globally competitive, but it doesn't hurt Canada. And the wages issue, the $16 wages issue, actually really helps Canada. Canada has workers making $16, $17, $18, $20 an hour and higher. So the question is that production going to move from Mexico to the United States or Mexico to Canada? And I think it's an even bet that a lot of that could move to Canada. So Canada is actually not in a bad place right now. They're going to have to find some things in the other parts of the agreement to talk about what are wins for them. And you saw Chrystia Freeland yesterday already said that Mexico made some big concessions. So they're already squaring this as Mexico making the concessions, not Canada. And they're going to have to find some things in the environmental provisions and the energy provisions to say Canada is also a winner here, and we're going to be good to go in on this. Now, the details of working out all of that language are really, really hard. And that's why I think meeting the September 30th deadline is going to be tough to do.